In the world of salesmanship, there is a principle more powerful than talent, more enduring than clever strategies, and more transformative than luck: the mastermind. It is the secret force that multiplies the power of individuals, transforming ordinary efforts into extraordinary achievements. Through the coordinated harmony of minds united by a common purpose, the impossible becomes possible. Many salespeople believe that success is a solitary pursuit, a matter of personal skill, determination, and grit. While self-reliance is important, I have found, through years of study and observation, that the most remarkable results are rarely the product of a lone individual. Instead, they are born of collaboration, of a mastermind alliance, two or more people working together in perfect harmony toward a definite objective. The mastermind is not just a partnership or a business arrangement. It is a blending of minds, a meeting of spirits, where each participant brings their strengths, insights, and experiences to the table. The chemistry created in this union is greater than the sum of its parts. Problems are solved with new creativity. Obstacles are overcome with fresh determination. Where one person's knowledge ends, another's begins. Ideas spark, energy multiplies, and enthusiasm is contagious. This principle is as old as civilization. Every great enterprise, every lasting fortune, every transformative movement has at its root a mastermind alliance. Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Harvey Firestone, these men, and many others, owed much of their success to the habit of surrounding themselves with other thinkers, doers, and dreamers. They understood that no single person, no matter how talented, could match the power of a group united in thought and purpose. In salesmanship, the mastermind is your secret weapon. Alone, you can only sell as much as your own mind can conceive and your own hands can reach. But with a mastermind, you tap into a wellspring of knowledge, creativity, and support. You learn faster, adapt quicker, and face rejection not as a lonely blow, but as a challenge to be solved together. The sense of shared purpose gives you strength on difficult days, and the accountability keeps you moving forward when motivation wanes. But let's be clear, the mastermind does not mean gathering just anyone. It requires alignment of values, clarity of purpose, and mutual respect. Each member must contribute, must share in the vision, and must hold themselves and each other accountable to the highest standards. The wrong alliance can drain your energy and poison your spirit. The right one can elevate you to heights you never imagined. If you wish to accelerate your progress in sales or in any endeavor, start by building your own mastermind. Seek out those whose strengths complement your weaknesses, whose ambition matches your own, and whose character you admire. Invest in these relationships. Meet regularly. Share openly. Challenge each other to grow. Celebrate victories and dissect failures as a team. Over time, you'll discover that the mastermind is not just a tool, but a way of life, a habit that multiplies every effort, lifts every burden, and brings out the very best in everyone involved. Through it, you will not only achieve more, but become more: a better leader, a stronger collaborator, and a person whose success is inseparable from the growth of those around you. If you wish to know the true source of enduring success in salesmanship, look no further than the quality of your associations. The mastermind is not just a tactic, but the very soil in which ambition flourishes and new ideas take root. Each meeting of minds is a spark, sometimes subtle, sometimes explosive, that can ignite possibilities far beyond what any one person could conceive alone. It is often said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. In the context of salesmanship, this means surrounding yourself with those who challenge your thinking, lift your standards, and keep you accountable to your vision. The mastermind is not about flattery or comfort, it is about growth. The right alliance will not let you rest in mediocrity. It will push you to learn, to innovate, and to keep moving even when progress feels slow. Let's be honest, the world of sales is full of rejection, setbacks, and uncertainty. Alone, these challenges can wear down even the strongest will. But within a true mastermind, adversity becomes fuel. Every disappointment is dissected for its lesson, every mistake is analyzed for opportunity, and every small win is celebrated as evidence that success is possible. Your allies become your safety net and your launching pad. The process is simple, but not always easy. Start by identifying people whose integrity matches your own. Look for those who are not just talented, but teachable people who seek wisdom, who listen as much as they speak, and who believe in the power of shared achievement. The greatest masterminds are built not on ego, but on mutual respect and a willingness to give as much as you hope to receive. Regular communication is key. Schedule meetings not only to discuss strategy, but to share your struggles, your ambitions, your fears. In this environment of trust, you will find solutions to problems that once seemed insurmountable. Someone else's perspective will unlock a door in your thinking. Another's encouragement will keep you climbing when you're tempted to give up. There is power in vulnerability, and in the knowledge that you are not alone on the journey. The mastermind also keeps you honest. In sales, it's easy to justify shortcuts, to let your standards slip when no one is watching. But when you are accountable to a team you respect, you hold yourself to a higher level. You find pride not only in your personal results, but in the contribution you make to the collective success. One of the greatest gifts of the mastermind is the compound effect of collective wisdom. Over time, the shared knowledge, experience, and creativity of your group accumulate. You solve problems faster, adapt more quickly to changes in the market, and seize opportunities that others overlook. The path may not always be smooth, but the journey is richer and the victories sweeter when shared. So I urge you, nurture your alliances, protect the trust within your group as fiercely as you would your own reputation. Celebrate the diversity of strengths, and never forget that the best masterminds are built on giving, not just getting. Be generous with your ideas, your time, and your encouragement. The more you invest in others, the more you will find yourself growing often in ways you never expected. The mastermind is more than a strategy. It is a philosophy, a way of being, and the ultimate amplifier of every talent you possess. Embrace it, and you will discover that in unity there is strength, and in strength there is success beyond measure. The real genius of the mastermind in salesmanship lies not just in what you gain, but in what you give. True alliances are never one-sided. Each member brings their best ideas, their honest feedback, and their unwavering support not for personal glory, but for the collective good. It is this spirit of contribution that transforms ordinary groups into extraordinary engines of success. Within the mastermind, you will discover the power of collective faith. Alone, your confidence can waver, especially when faced with repeated rejection or challenging goals. But in the company of others who believe in you, and in whom you believe you will find courage you never knew you possessed, when your motivation falters, their conviction steadies you. When doubt whispers that you are not enough, the group's unwavering belief silences the noise. This faith, shared and reinforced, is not just a comfort, it is a practical advantage. In moments when you are tempted to lower your standards or abandon your plan, the mastermind will remind you of your higher calling. It will challenge you to reach for more, to try again, to improve your skills and strategies until you reach your goal. This is how extraordinary results are born, not through luck or isolated bursts of genius, but through the sustained energy of minds united in purpose. There's another remarkable benefit, the birth of new ideas. When you combine the minds, experiences, and perspectives of several people, you create an environment where creativity flourishes. Problems that seemed insurmountable when tackled alone become manageable when viewed through the lens of shared wisdom. Often, the breakthrough you need will emerge not from your own thoughts, but from a single suggestion made by someone else in your alliance. Let's be clear. Healthy debate and honest disagreement are not signs of weakness in a mastermind. They are strengths. Sometimes, the best solutions arise from differing viewpoints. When each member feels safe to express their perspective without fear of ridicule or dismissal, you build trust. Trust is the bedrock of any mastermind. It allows for vulnerability, for risk-taking, and for growth beyond what any member could achieve alone. Make it your mission to foster this environment. Welcome feedback even when it stings. Give credit freely. Share your lessons and your failures, as well as your successes. The more open and generous you are, the more you will receive in return. Remember, a rising tide lifts all boats. The discipline of meeting regularly is vital. Don't wait for problems to arise. Use the mastermind to anticipate challenges, brainstorm strategies, and celebrate milestones. Review your progress, refine your goals, and keep your vision clear. Over time, you'll notice that your thinking becomes sharper, your decisions more confident, and your results more consistent. The support and challenge of the group become part of your routine, and your growth accelerates. In salesmanship, as in life, the greatest breakthroughs come from those who understand that we are stronger together than we could ever be alone. As you invest in your mastermind, you'll find yourself growing not only as a salesperson, but as a leader, a collaborator, and a friend. You'll learn that the real reward is not only what you achieve, but who you become in the company of others, striving toward greatness. So make the mastermind a cornerstone of your journey. Cultivate it with care, honor it with action, and watch as it elevates you and everyone involved to heights that once seemed out of reach. The mastermind is not a static thing. It is a living, breathing force that evolves as its members grow. It is fueled by shared ambition, but it is sustained by commitment and trust. In salesmanship, this living alliance becomes your sanctuary and your springboard, the place where your biggest obstacles are met with the group's full strength and where your greatest victories are amplified by collective celebration. To make the most of your mastermind, you must bring more than your goals to the table. You must also bring your vulnerabilities. In a world that often rewards bravado and self-sufficiency, it can feel risky to admit a mistake, confess confusion, or ask for help. But it is precisely in these moments of honesty that the real magic happens. When you allow others to see your struggle, you invite their wisdom and open the door to breakthrough solutions. Vulnerability, far from being a weakness, becomes the glue that binds your alliance together. Consider the difference between going it alone and advancing with a true team at your side. Alone, your perspective is limited, your resources finite, and your emotional reserves quickly depleted by the grind of rejection and uncertainty. Within the mastermind, you have access to new ideas, fresh energy, and a safety net for your spirit. When one member stumbles, the others lend support. When you lose sight of your vision, the group helps you refocus and reignite your passion. This shared accountability is a gift. It keeps you moving when self-doubt might tempt you to stop. It holds you to your word, encourages you to stretch beyond your comfort zone, and reminds you that your goals are worth fighting for. There is a special power in knowing that others are invested in your success, not just as bystanders, but as partners whose own dreams are intertwined with yours. Let's not forget the importance of structure. A true mastermind is not just a loose collection of contacts, but a disciplined gathering with purpose. Set regular meetings. Define clear objectives for each session. Make space for both the practical tactics, strategies, plans, and the personal celebrations, struggles, lessons learned. This rhythm creates momentum, and over time, it transforms a group of individuals into a true force for growth. As you deepen your investment in your mastermind, be generous with your encouragement. Applaud others' progress. Recognize effort, not just results. Help fellow members see their own strengths, even when they are blind to them. The more you give, the more you'll receive, not only in support, but in perspective, wisdom, and the sense of belonging that is essential for enduring success. In salesmanship, where competition is fierce and setbacks are inevitable, the mastermind is your advantage. It is your training ground, your think tank, your source of resilience and renewal. Make it your mission to nurture these alliances, to protect their integrity, and to give your best always. Ultimately, you'll find that the greatest victories are those you share, and that the friendships, trust, and growth you build within your mastermind will outlast any single deal, commission, or milestone. The alliance you create becomes a legacy that lifts you, and all those who come after, to ever greater heights. With every step you take as part of a mastermind alliance, you will notice how your own thinking begins to shift. Problems that once seemed overwhelming become manageable when dissected by many minds. The optimism of others lifts your spirit, and their determination becomes contagious. You develop a kind of mental resilience that is almost impossible to build alone. This environment accelerates your growth. When you are exposed to new perspectives and honest feedback, your blind spots come into view, and you see possibilities that were invisible before. Your group becomes a sounding board for your ideas, a testing ground for your strategies, and a reality check for your assumptions. In this space, there is little room for self-deception or wishful thinking. The group will challenge you, not to break you, but to help you refine your plans and strengthen your resolve. Within the mastermind, competition turns into collaboration. Instead of hoarding secrets, members share knowledge and celebrate each other's victories. You soon discover that another's success does not diminish your own. In fact, it expands the collective capacity for achievement. This spirit of abundance, rather than scarcity, is what makes mastermind alliances so powerful in salesmanship and in life. It's important to recognize the value of diversity within your alliance. Each member brings a unique blend of skills, backgrounds, and perspectives. What you find challenging, someone else may find simple. What you overlook, another may see instantly. This diversity is your secret weapon. It transforms the mastermind into a living laboratory of ideas where creativity thrives and innovation is the natural outcome. Of course, building and maintaining such an alliance requires intention and care. Protect the atmosphere of trust. Set boundaries around gossip, negativity, or destructive criticism. Encourage honesty, but always pair it with respect and support. The strongest masterminds are built on loyalty and a shared sense of mission. When everyone is invested in the success of the group, amazing things happen. Let's talk about personal growth. Your involvement in a mastermind will push you to become not just a better salesperson, but a better thinker, communicator, and leader. You will learn to ask better questions, listen more deeply, and act with greater conviction. These skills extend beyond your professional life. They make you a better friend, partner, and member of your community. As you move forward, notice how your achievements multiply. Goals that once felt out of reach become milestones you pass together. Setbacks are met with collective problem solving, and every small win is magnified by the group's celebration. The sense of camaraderie, the joy of shared success, is unlike anything you can experience alone. Finally, remember that the mastermind is a living relationship. Invest in it, nurture it, bring your best self to every meeting, and encourage others to do the same. The legacy of your alliance will outlast any single victory, will become a force that shapes your entire career, and perhaps even your life. So, commit to the mastermind with your whole heart. In doing so, you'll unlock a level of growth, fulfillment, and achievement that simply cannot be found in solitude. The greatest journeys are never walked alone, and the heights you'll reach together will astonish you. As you become ever more engaged in your mastermind alliance, you'll realize that your true value is multiplied by the strength of your connections. No matter how talented or driven you are, your potential expands exponentially when you unite your mind with others who are equally committed to growth and success. In salesmanship, this truth is undeniable. Your results are often a direct reflection of the quality of your relationships. It's easy to forget this lesson in a world that glorifies individual achievement. We are told to outwork, outshine, and out-hustle the competition. But true progress comes not from isolation, but from integration, bringing your best to the table and welcoming the best of others in return. Through your mastermind, you gain access to a reservoir of ideas, encouragement, and support that can turn setbacks into springboards. This alliance also deepens your understanding of human nature. Working closely with others, you learn the nuances of motivation, communication, and trust. You discover that everyone brings their own fears, dreams, and challenges. Instead of seeing differences as barriers, you learn to harness them as fuel for creativity. You begin to value empathy as much as ambition, and listening as much as speaking. The mastermind also serves as a mirror. It reflects your strengths, but it also reveals your weaknesses. In this supportive environment, you can face your blind spots without fear of judgment. With honest feedback from trusted peers, you become more self-aware and more adaptable. This is how leaders are mad not in echo chambers, but in the company of those who challenge them to grow. Over time, your commitment to the group becomes a commitment to your own highest standards. You don't want to let your allies down. Their trust becomes a source of motivation. You show up on the hard days, not just for yourself, but for the people who count on you. This accountability transforms occasional effort into consistent discipline. The mastermind also keeps your vision alive. When you feel discouraged or lose sight of your goal, the group is there to remind you why you started. They celebrate your progress, help you see how far you've come, and give you the courage to take the next step. Together, you develop a resilience that can weather any storm. Let's not overlook the role of gratitude. The most successful alliances are built on appreciation. Thank your fellow members often. Acknowledge their contributions, learn from their experiences, and support their dreams as fiercely as you pursue your own. Gratitude turns competition into camaraderie, and camaraderie into lifelong partnership. If you ever doubt the power of the mastermind, look at the world's greatest enterprises. Behind every remarkable achievement stands a team and network of minds working together, solving problems, and lifting each other higher. This is not coincidence. It is a principle as old as progress itself. So as you deepen your practice of salesmanship, make the mastermind your priority. Invest in it with your time, your openness, and your full participation. In return, you'll gain not only new strategies and successes, but a community that helps you become the best version of yourself. Remember, alone you can go fast, but together you can go far. The heights you reach with a mastermind alliance will always surpass anything you could accomplish in isolation. Persistence and willpower are crucial, but in the journey of salesmanship, the mastermind turns effort into a force of nature. Alone you can make progress, but with the energy of a group, your achievements multiply, your learning accelerates, and your setbacks become stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. The alliance is more than support, it is an engine for ideas, resilience, and growth. In a mastermind group, the spirit of generosity becomes contagious. You learn not just to share your own knowledge, but to celebrate the breakthroughs of others. A competitor's victory does not threaten your own, rather it expands what is possible for everyone. This collective mentality breeds abundance. As you see others win, you internalize the belief that there is enough success to go around, a belief that banishes envy and ignites motivation. Through the mastermind, you discover the art of constructive feedback. There will be moments when your approach needs refinement, your thinking needs to be challenged, or your habits need a nudge. Here, advice is offered not to criticize but to elevate. Honest feedback, delivered in an atmosphere of respect, is among the greatest gifts a group can provide. Each critique is an invitation to grow, and every member becomes both student and teacher. It's important to maintain momentum. Set goals together, track your progress, and hold each other to the standards you've agreed upon. Don't let meetings become mere rituals. Let them be dynamic sessions where new strategies are born and old ones are sharpened. Celebrate your wins, but also dissect your failures. What didn't work? What can be improved? The group's wisdom will turn every lesson into leverage for future success. The mastermind is also a source of emotional strength. When the world outside feels indifferent or even hostile, the alliance reminds you that you're not alone. Their encouragement is a wellspring of confidence, especially in times of rejection or slow growth. On the days when your energy wanes, the group's faith in you will help rekindle your own. Your network becomes your net worth, not just in financial terms, but in opportunity, perspective, and personal fulfillment. Over time, these relationships become deeper than business. Many mastermind alliances evolve into lifelong friendships, grounded in mutual respect and shared accomplishment. You'll look back and realize that some of your greatest triumphs were not measured in commissions or contracts, but in the trust, loyalty, and wisdom you built along the way. So, keep showing up for your mastermind. Give generously, receive openly, and let yourself be transformed by the process. The journey is long, but with a team at your side, every hill becomes a little less steep, and every summit a little sweeter. Remember, the power of the mastermind in salesmanship is not just what you get, but what you help others become. As you lift the group, you lift yourself, and together, you rise higher than you ever could alone. In the evolution of any great sales career, there comes a moment when you realize that true growth is never accidental. The mastermind is the blueprint for this growth, shaping your progress not by chance, but by conscious design. Each session with your alliance becomes a laboratory for ambition, a place where dreams are dissected, tested, and rebuilt into actionable plans. The deeper you invest in your mastermind, the more you'll notice your thinking transform. Limiting beliefs that once kept you playing small begin to crumble in the presence of possibility-minded partners. When you voice your goals in front of others who genuinely want your success, your commitment deepens. The group's collective confidence becomes a powerful antidote to doubt, making it nearly impossible to slip back into old habits of resignation or mediocrity. With the mastermind, your strategy is never static. As markets change and challenges arise, your group becomes a flexible think tank adapting, brainstorming, and inventing new ways forward. What seemed like a setback last week may, through group insight, become the seed of your next breakthrough. The diversity of experience in your alliance multiplies your ability to navigate obstacles and seize emerging opportunities. But perhaps the most profound benefit is the culture of continuous learning. In the mastermind, no one pretends to have all the answers. Instead, curiosity is valued above pride. You'll witness humility in action people, sharing not just their victories, but their missteps and lessons learned. In this atmosphere, failure loses its sting and becomes fuel for future growth. It's important to keep the spirit of generosity alive. Whenever you share a useful resource, a word of encouragement, or a hard-earned lesson, you strengthen the alliance. Each act of giving creates trust, and with trust comes a freedom to speak candidly, dream boldly, and take risks that would feel daunting alone. Remember, the value of a mastermind is not measured only by what you receive, but by what you contribute to the growth of others. The alliance also teaches patience and long-term vision. Not every idea will bear fruit right away. Some strategies take time to mature, some opportunities require repeated effort and group support before they yield results. Stay committed. The mastermind is not a shortcut to easy riches, it is a foundation for real, sustainable success. Over time, you'll see how your group's shared standards lift you higher than your individual willpower ever could. You begin to expect more of yourself, not out of pressure, but out of pride in your membership. Your word means more, your goals become non-negotiable, and your sense of accountability grows. As you look back on your journey, you'll find that your proudest moments are not the solo victories, but the milestones reached together. The celebration of a group member's breakthrough, the collective sigh of relief after overcoming a difficult challenge, and the sense of belonging that only true collaboration provides, these are the rewards that endure. So, keep nurturing your mastermind. Let it be a place of growth, generosity, and vision. In this alliance, you will discover that there truly are no limits except the ones you choose to leave behind. As your mastermind alliance matures, its influence begins to touch every corner of your professional and even personal life. What started as a simple gathering of minds becomes a powerful engine that drives your vision, sustains your momentum, and protects you from the isolating effects of adversity. The further you travel this path, the more you appreciate that every great achievement is, in truth, a shared accomplishment. The mastermind gives you the courage to tackle goals that once seemed beyond your reach. Surrounded by people who believe in your potential and expect your best, you dare to set bolder targets, take calculated risks, and stretch far outside your comfort zone. It's a kind of safe harbor and launch pad in any place to refuel, recalibrate, and return to the field of action stronger than before. Through regular engagement, you develop a sense of discipline that extends beyond the group. The knowledge that others are tracking your progress, sharing your setbacks, and rooting for your success compels you to follow through. Even on days when enthusiasm wanes or self-doubt creeps in, the alliance keeps your focus sharp and your standards high. This is the quiet accountability that transforms someday goals into today results. The true mastermind is also a wellspring of resilience. Together, you learn to reframe challenges, turning every setback into a source of wisdom. In the face of rejection or disappointment, the group reminds you that adversity is not the end, but a signpost along the road to mastery. Each lesson learned, each small victory celebrated, becomes another thread in the fabric of group success. One of the most valuable gifts the mastermind provides is perspective. When emotions cloud your judgment or obstacles seem insurmountable, others can see what you cannot. They offer insights born from their own journeys, helping you course correct before small errors become costly mistakes. Over time, your confidence grows not just in yourself, but in the collective intelligence of the alliance. Let's not forget the power of gratitude. The most enduring alliances are built on mutual appreciation and a recognition that every member adds something unique. Celebrate each person's contribution, honor their growth, and let gratitude become a daily practice. When everyone in the group feels valued, the bonds strengthen, trust deepens, and the results multiply. The greatest salespeople are those who understand that the real asset is not the product, the pitch, or even the market it, is the network of people committed to each other's success. The mastermind is not just a tool for making more sales. It is a model for living a more generous, courageous, and meaningful life. As you move forward, keep investing in your alliance. Protect its spirit, honor its purpose, and keep striving for excellence, not just for yourself, but for everyone at the table. With the mastermind at your side, you will discover that there are truly no limits to what can be accomplished together. As we reach the summit of this journey, let me remind you that the power of the mastermind does not end with any single meeting, deal, or chapter of your career. It is a living foresee a legacy you build every day, in every interaction, and with every act of trust, generosity, and shared ambition. The real secret of the mastermind is that its impact extends far beyond salesmanship. Yes, it will help you close more deals, exceed your goals, and weather every storm the marketplace brings. But more than that, it will transform you as a person. It will teach you humility and strength, compassion and courage, the wisdom of listening, and the art of giving. Through the alliance, you become more than just a skilled salesperson. You become a true builder of people and a multiplier of opportunity. With the mastermind, you will learn to celebrate not just your own success, but the success of those around you. You will find joy in helping others reach new heights, knowing that each triumph adds to the collective strength of the group. You will experience setbacks as lessons shared, victories as milestones multiplied, and challenges as opportunities to unite and grow stronger together. Never underestimate the ripple effect of your example. As you commit to the principles of unity, respect, and shared purpose, you inspire others to do the same. Your actions, words, and attitude become part of the mastermind's legacy that outlasts individual achievements and lives on in every person you've lifted along the way. So as you move forward, let the spirit of the mastermind guide your every step. Be intentional in your alliances, generous in your support, and unwavering in your standards. Invest in the growth of your group, knowing that every ounce of effort returns to you tenfold. Stand for integrity, nurture trust, and always seek to bring out the best in yourself and in others. Remember, the heights you can reach with a true mastermind at your side will always surpass anything you could achieve alone. Together, there are no limits. The alliance you build today will become your greatest source of resilience, wisdom, and fulfillment tomorrow. Go forth and build not just sales, but a life of meaning, partnership, and legacy. For in the end, the true measure of your success will not be the number of deals closed, but the number of lives touched and dreams realized together as a mastermind.